Which YouTuber is the best bedwars player? Now, maybe it could be Tanker, or maybe Minibloxia, or shoot, maybe it can even be Fulton. Now, I'd be biased to say it's me or JN. So this time, I'm gonna actually analyze some YouTubers to decide who really is the best. Let's get into it. First up, we have NotFactor. His building is insane and his PvP is not half bad either. And his IQ is pretty decent. He scores a 9 for building, and IQ-wise, I would say he gets a 7.5, and his PvP is at least an 8. In total, he scores himself a 24.5. That's a pretty solid number. Anyway, let's move on to the next person. Next up, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Vortex bedwars. Okay, I am going to be like a little biased here, but we do not talk about it, okay? So I would give myself a 8.5 out of 10 for PvP, an 8.5 for building, and a 9 for IQ. Okay, my IQ is on a different level, okay? I know like algebra, so yeah. In total, I will give myself a 26 out of 30. A very solid number for being a mobile player with only 94 subs. Next up, we have Just Grim. This guy is not particularly the best, if I'm going to keep it 100. His building, I would say he has about 8 to 7 CPS when he's really trying. His PvP is kind of mid, not going to lie. And overall, and his IQ, though, is actually not half bad. So, I would give him, for his building, like a 6. His PvP, a 7. And his IQ, a 7.5. Overall, I'll say his total is 20.5. Okay, so next up we have Dash Games. This guy is like really good. Here, let me show you a clip of his building. And I would be lying if I said he did not have good PvP too. Like, look at this. And his IQ is not that bad either. So I'm going to give him an 8.5 for building, a 9.5 for PvP, and for IQ he gets an 8. So here's what he would get in total. Dash gets a 26 out of 30, actually very decent score. That's literally where I am. And for the last YouTuber that we have for the smaller YouTubers list, we have Mealz. Mealz does jitter click. He does the same method of jitter click as I do, except he uses his thumb, I'm pretty sure. His PvP is also like the same method I use, except not going to lie, I'm kind of better at it, but we do not talk about it. And his IQ, if I'm going to keep it 100%, it's probably either the same as mine or like a point higher. So let's give this dude his scores. For building, he gets an 8.5. For PvP, he gets about an 8.5 also. And then his IQ is like 9.5. In total, it really hurts to say it, but he gets a 26.5. 0.5 more than I do. Well, let's see who's gonna pass him up in terms of the YouTubers that have 50k plus subscribers. Alright, now we actually have someone that's actually like crazy, bro. So this guy's name is Voidy. Voidy has so much CPS. Like, look at this. Like, oh my god, how do you click that fast, bro? Like, and I thought my clicking was fast, bro. This is crazy. Oh my god, wait, hey, yo, bro, what? This is actually crazy, bro. This guy's actually cracked. Okay, but anyway, he also had some pretty good PvP moments in that video, and honestly, his IQ is like literally 9.5. Okay, so let's just get into his rating. So for his building, he gets a 10. For his PvP, he gets like an 8.5. And then for his IQ, he gets a 9.5. In total, we have our highest score yet, 28 out of 30. I don't know about you, but that's actually crazy. Next up, we have another legend called Typicality. Now, he doesn't really make long videos, and he makes shorts, but he uploads every day. The only thing is, I was looking for like literally 30 minutes to see where he actually builds, and I finally found one. Here's that clip. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, those builds are pretty good. I would say they're my exact builds, kinda. His PvP is actually pretty good, actually, if I'm gonna say so. And his IQ is actually really up there, so let's give him the score. For building, he will be getting 8.5. For PvP, he will be getting an 8. And then for his IQ, he will be getting a 9.5. In total, he also gets the same as me, just like Dash did. He gets a 26 out of 30. Very decent score. Anyway, the next guy is really good. Next up, we have JN Protagonist. Now, have you seen this dude's build? Look at this. Like, oh my god, did you see that dude's build? And look at his combos. Like, oh my god. And this dude is also super, like, smart. He can act quickly, and his IQ is on a different level. I can talk about how good JN is all day, but this is already going to be a longer video, so let's just give him his score already. For his builds, he gets a 9, and for his PvP, he gets a 9.5, and for his IQ, he gets also a 9.5. This is a very good score. Let's count up the total. In total, JN scores himself a 28 out of 30. Very, very good score for being a mobile player. Next up, we have Million. In the 2 minutes I've been watching him so far, he's actually a pretty fun guy, but he can also be like try hard when he wants to. So let's give this dude his scores. He scores a 9 out of 10 for builds, a 9 out of 10 for PvP, and an 8 out of 10 for IQ. Let's count this up. In total, Million scores himself a 26 out of 30, a very decent score. I've been seeing a lot of YouTubers with this exact score. Next up, we have Crystal Cream, and Crystal Cream is also seen as a tryhard alongside Truck Hitter and Rojo Efi. But honestly, I think his tryhard days are actually coming to an end if I'm gonna keep it 100. So let's just give this dude his scores already. For his building, he gets an 8 because his building is not all that good, but it's not very bad either. For his PvP, he gets a 8.5 to a 9, so we'll give him an 8.75 for PvP. But for his IQ's on a different level, so we'll give him a 9. Now let's add all this up. In total, Crystal Cream scores himself a solid 25.75 out of 30. A very good score in my opinion. This YouTuber and the next YouTuber I want to go over quickly. So the first one I want to go over quickly is it's Maddie. He's not a builder. He's not like crazy at building or PvP or really IQ wise. He's not that type of style, but I'll still give him his score right now. For his building, he gets a 7. For his IQ, he gets a 7. And for his overall PvP, he gets a 7.5. Let me total that up really quickly. In total, it's Maddie earns himself a 21.5 out of 30. For his style of content, it's actually pretty good. And next up, we have Talanthric. I'm going to cut right to the chase. For his building, I'm going to give him a 6.5. For his PvP, I give him an 8. And for his IQ, I give him a 6. Let's count that all up, shall we? In total, he scores himself a 20.5 out of 30. Next up, we have my least favorite YouTuber on this list. He goes by the name of Chex. I honestly don't like him. I would be biased to say if it was on how much I liked him, let's just say it would be 0 out of 30. But with his skill, I'll actually rate him how good he is and not on his personality. So the first one we're going to do, I guess, is PvP. First PvP, he does get an 8, which is actually very decent. For his builds, he also gets an 8. And for his IQ, this dude's IQ is literally a 4.5. Oh my god. Okay, let's just add all this up, I guess. In total, he scores a 20.5 out of 30, mainly because of his IQ. Fulton. Honestly, I like Fulton better when he was like starting out his YouTube. He wasn't doing any stage content or any of that, but that's not what I'm here to judge. I'm not here to rant about Fulton and Chex. So Fulton's bow shots and PvP, I would give it a 9. His builds are about an 8, and his IQ is about a 7. Fulton's kind of dumb, not going to lie, but let's tally up his total, I guess. Total, the first of the big 3 is Fulton, and he gets a 24 out of 30. And now we have the man, the myth, the legend, not Vortex, unfortunately. It is Minibloxia, okay? So Minibloxia is he's unlike any other bedwars player. I have like probably some of the most respect for him other than JN. And honestly, just look at this PvP combo. Oh my god. Mini also has some insane IQ as well as some pretty decent building. As you would notice with all the big 3, they don't have the best building skills. He gets a 10 out of 10 for PvP, our first maximum score of the video, and might be our last. We don't know yet with Tanker. And then we have for his IQ, he gets a 9.75. He has some of the best plays I've seen in a while. And then the last one that determines it all, his builds. He gets a 8.25. Let me add this up, and then I'll tally up the total for you guys. In total, Minibloxia earns himself a respectful 28 out of 30. Tanker. The man who needs no introduction. He has 3 million subscribers. 75% of the kids in your lobby are Tanker fans. Now, a lot of people dislike Tanker because of his Tanker fans, or maybe because they think there's someone better out there, which there could be. There probably is. And that's why I'm going to be rating him today. For his IQ, he gets a 10. For his PvP, he gets a 10. And for his build, he gets an 8. Tying him with Mini, JN Protagonist, and Voidy. In total, Tanker scores 28 out of 30. Now I leave it up to no one but you. Yes, you, the viewers. Who is better? JN Protagonist? Voidy? Tanker? Or Minibloxia? Write your answers in the comments below.